Alright, draw two horizontal lines on your paper. About like that and about like that. They're both horizontal, so they are parallel. And then put a diagonal in that looks something like that. And we created some angles. This angle is created by a horizontal and a line going up. Created by a horizontal and a line going up. That's called an angle of elevation. Its alternate interior angle, right here, is formed by a horizontal line and a line going down. Horizontal line and a line going down. That makes it an angle of depression. The math work that you're going to be doing today is the same as what you've been doing. But when you're given angles, they're going to be given to you as an angle of depression or an angle of elevation. And you're going to have to insert them into a drawing or see them in a drawing. And you have to know that an angle formed by a horizontal and a line going up is an angle of elevation. And an angle formed by a horizontal and a line going down is an angle of depression. So the first problem you got is on page 580. Example number 1 talks about angle of elevation, vacation. Leah wants to see a castle in an amusement park. She sights the top of the castle at an angle of elevation of 38 degrees. She knows the castle is 190 feet tall. If Leah is 5.5 feet tall, how far is she from the castle to the nearest foot? So they give you a picture there that you can use, but some of the problems you're going to get today and on your quiz, you won't get a picture. So you got to draw a picture. So we're going to make this Leah. And Leah's happy because she's looking at the castle.
Looks like a boy.
You should hear what she said about you. She's looking up at the castle. So you've got this. You've got a line down here that represents the ground. And the angle of elevation, it says that she sights the top of the castle with an angle of elevation of 38 degrees. So an angle of elevation is formed by a horizontal and a line going up. So here's your angle of elevation. It's this angle right here. And it's 38 degrees. You're told that the height of this castle is 190 feet. And you're told that she is 5.5 feet tall. You're asked to find out how far she is from the castle. So this height of the castle will form a 90-degree angle. Now, here's the point in the problem where you got to be careful. You're told that the castle is 190 feet tall, but you're told that she is 5.5 feet tall. And in these angle of elevation problems, when they tell you that the person is so tall, or sometimes I've seen it where they'll say that the person is in a tree fort, a tree stand, they're elevated up off the ground. When that happens, you have to take this 5.5 feet and you got to subtract it from this 190 feet. And that distance will represent this side, or the opposite side of this right triangle that you're working with. And it becomes 184.5 feet. It's the 190 minus the 5.5. So you're looking for this, the distance she is from the castle. So it's an opposite over adjacent problem. Okay? Tangent. Your tangent of 38 equals the opposite side, 184.5, over the adjacent side, which is what you're trying to find. So you can put your tan 38 over 1. And you're going to crisscross multiply. Tan 38 times x is tan 38x. And 184.5 times 1 is 184.5. And then if you divide both sides by tan 38, then x equals 236 feet. They want it to the nearest foot, so 236 feet. The math is no different than what you've been doing, actually last week or this week. It's just knowing where to put the angle of elevation. It's formed by a horizontal line and a line going up. Any questions on that problem? Page 581, the angle of depression problem. A search and rescue team is airlifting people from the scene of a boating accident when they observe another person in need of help. If the angle of depression to this other person is 42 feet and the helicopter is 18 feet above the water, what is the horizontal distance from the rescuers to this person to the nearest foot? So you've got your water down here. This is your water. It's blue. It's real pretty. You got your heliocopter that's up here. Heliocopter. Says that it's 18 feet above the water. So it's picking up these people down here. This is people number 1. If the angle of depression to this other person, so you got another person in the water over here, person number 2. Angle of depression to the other person is right here. 42 degrees. There's your angle of depression, formed by a horizontal and a line going down. What is the horizontal distance from the rescuers to the person, to the nearest foot? You're looking for this. Now, this 42 is not inside the triangle, is it?
No.
But do you see how if the top line is a horizontal and the water line's a horizontal, aren't they parallel? Doesn't it make this diagonal a transversal? So this angle is also 42 degrees because they would be alternate interior angles. Do you see how now it's an opposite over adjacent problem? It's a right triangle. Your height is perpendicular to the water level. So it's tan 42 equals opposite side, which is 18, over the adjacent side, which is x. And again, the math is what you've been doing. You just have to make sure you put the angle of depression in the correct place, and then you use it to find angle measures inside the triangle. So,
I have a question.
yes.
So if the angle of depression is always outside the triangle, is it always going to be an alternate interior?
Yes. It's always going to be an alternate interior with this angle. The one that's formed with the line parallel to this top line of sight. So when you crisscross multiply tan 42x equals 18, and you divide both sides by tan 42, and that cancels, and your x equals 19.99, and it's to the nearest foot, so we're going 20 feet. So these people that are getting plucked out of the water are 20 feet apart. Good? That's your only new information today. Be sure, 2 major points of emphasis. This angle of depression, don't put it here. Don't put it in here. It doesn't go in there. You'll get it wrong. And on this problem, you have to remember to subtract how tall the person is or how high their eyes are off the ground that are forming this angle of elevation. You can do everything else correct in both problems and get them wrong if you don't forget to subtract the height of their eyes and if you don't put the angle of depression in the correct place. Got it? Very good. Has anybody got any questions? Very good. This is my favorite class. My favorite 5th period class. You guys are awesome.